When Valerie Bertinelli dropped a photo of herself with stunning blonde hair, the internet went into a frenzy. It was a shocking transformation, a complete departure from the warm brunette image America had known for decades. But this was no simple makeover. This was a carefully crafted distraction, a smokescreen for a much deeper, more explosive story. The blonde hair was a wig, but the life she was tearing off underneath was devastatingly real. What Valerie revealed in the days and weeks that followed was a story of escaping a living nightmare, confronting the ghost of her one true love, and finally ending a secret war she had been fighting with herself for nearly 50 years. The initial photo was a masterclass in grabbing attention. "New hair, who dis?" she cheekily captioned the image, tagging a high-profile celebrity stylist. Headlines immediately began to swirl. Was this a post-divorce revenge look? A midlife crisis played out for millions to see? For a moment, everyone was talking about the color of her hair. But then, just as the buzz reached its peak, Valerie pulled back the curtain in the most unexpected way. She revealed it was all for a role, a temporary costume. But the real performance, the one that truly mattered, was the raw, unfiltered video she posted of herself struggling to remove that very wig. And what happened in that moment was more revealing than any red carpet appearance she's ever made. In a candid, almost uncomfortably honest Instagram story, Valerie let the world into her private space. We saw her fumbling with pins, her face a mixture of frustration and amusement. "My hair is glued to my head," she laughed, but there was a frantic energy behind her eyes. As she finally ripped the blonde wig from her scalp, she exposed her real hair underneath. Matted, braided, and, in her own words, crusty. She joked about looking like Pippi Longstocking and needing her roots done, but this was no comedy routine. This was a powerful, symbolic act. We were witnessing a woman literally tearing off a manufactured identity, peeling away the layers of Hollywood perfection to show the messy, complicated, and exhausted person beneath. It wasn't about the wig. It was about her shedding a life that had become a prison, a life defined by pain she had hidden behind a smiling public facade. And to understand the depth of that pain, you have to look at the man she had just escaped. Her recent divorce from financial planner Tom Vitale wasn't just a separation. It was, by Valerie's own admission, an escape from a living hell. For years, the public saw them as a happy couple, but behind closed doors, a dark story was unfolding. In her explosive memoir, Enough Already, Valerie painted a picture of a relationship that had crumbled into toxicity. Reports claim that the divorce proceedings became incredibly bitter, with heated disputes over their prenuptial agreement. It's been said that Vitale challenged the prenup, demanding spousal support and fighting her attempts to cut him off financially. Valerie was forced to fight back, a draining and humiliating battle for a woman already grappling with immense grief. She has described the emotional toll as unbearable, suggesting a dynamic that left her feeling controlled and diminished. The blonde wig wasn't just for a role. It was the first deep breath of a woman who had finally broken free from a suffocating situation. But the darkness of that marriage was made even more complicated by the haunting shadow of her past. The ghost that loomed over Valerie's life, and reportedly her marriage to Vitale, was the one and only Eddie Van Halen. Though they had been divorced for years, Valerie has been unflinchingly clear. Eddie was the love of her life, her soulmate. Theirs was a legendary rock and roll romance, intense, passionate, and deeply flawed. In her book, she revealed that even after they separated, their bond was unbreakable. When Eddie was in his final days, battling a brutal illness, it was Valerie who was by his side. She, along with their son Wolfgang, spent every single day at the hospital. She recounted their final, heartbreaking moments together, whispering, "I love you," to one another, a testament to a connection that divorce could never sever. It's been heavily speculated that this profound, unresolved love for Eddie was a major source of tension in her marriage to Tom Vitale. After Eddie's passing, it became a catalyst. The monumental loss of her soulmate gave her the clarity and strength to realize she could no longer remain in a marriage that was making her miserable. She had to choose herself. This journey of choosing herself also meant confronting another demon, one that had plagued her since she was a teenager, her own body. For decades, Valerie Bertinelli's weight was a national conversation. She was the celebrated spokesperson for Jenny Craig, her body's transformation broadcast on commercials across the country. But behind the scenes, she was living a nightmare. She has since spoken about the immense pressure and the feeling of being a fraud. She was forced to weigh herself publicly, her success and failure measured in pounds for the world to judge. The scrutiny was relentless, creating a deep-seated battle with food and self-worth that lasted for years. Her recent embrace of New Age wellness trends, like plunging into a 66-degree pool, is not another diet fad. It's a radical act of rebellion. She's no longer trying to shrink herself to fit into Hollywood's impossible standards. She's using these practices to reduce inflammation and improve her mood, reclaiming her body as a source of strength, not a source of shame. The focus has shifted from what her body looks like to how she feels inside it, a revolutionary concept for a woman who spent a lifetime at war with her own reflection. With this newfound freedom, Valerie is also poised for a dramatic career reinvention. For most of her life, she was typecast as America's sweetheart, the bubbly girl next door from One Day at a Time. It was an image that was both a blessing and a curse, boxing her into a role that didn't allow for the complexity of the woman she was becoming. Now, that image is being shattered. The new acting role that required the wig is shrouded in mystery, but fans are wildly speculating that she is finally taking on a project that reflects her real-life grit and resilience. Is she playing a woman? Scorned? A powerful survivor? This isn't just a comeback. It's a declaration that she is no longer interested in playing the sweet, simple characters of her youth. She has lived a life full of drama, heartbreak, and incredible strength, and it seems she's finally ready to channel all of that into her art. The industry is watching, because a Valerie Bertinelli unchained is a creative force to be reckoned with. This raw honesty has turned her into something more than just a celebrity. She has become an unlikely icon for a generation of women. On her social media, the comments are flooded with messages of support from people who see their own struggles reflected in her story. They see her painful divorce, her public battle with weight, her profound grief, and her ultimate journey toward self-love, and they feel seen. She's become a voice for women over 50 who are often made to feel invisible, proving that it's never too late to leave a bad situation, to reinvent yourself, and to demand happiness on your own terms. Her vulnerability has forged a powerful community, a legion of supporters who are cheering for her every step of the way. She's no longer just an actress. She's a symbol of resilience. And at the center of her new world is the unbreakable bond she shares with her son, Wolfgang "Wolfie" Van Halen. Together, they navigated the devastating loss of Eddie, supporting each other through an unimaginable period of grief. As Wolfie forges his own path as a successful musician, carrying on his father's legendary legacy, Valerie is his biggest champion. Their relationship is a poignant reminder that while she has been forced to shed the toxic relationships in her life, she has fiercely protected the one that matters most. This isn't a story of a woman left alone. It's the story of a woman fortifying her own dynasty, built on a foundation of unconditional love and shared strength. She is not just surviving, she is building a new future, grounded in what truly matters. So, when you see the picture of Valerie Bertinelli with blonde hair, know that you're looking at so much more than a new hairdo. You're looking at a symbol of liberation. She tore off the wig, and with it, the weight of a toxic marriage, the ghost of a past love, the shame of a public-facing body, and the persona of America's sweetheart. What is left is a woman who is raw, real, and completely in control of her own story for the first time. The light she says she can see at the end of the tunnel is finally here, and it seems she's not just walking toward it, she's running. The question now is, what will she build in this new, unfiltered chapter of her life? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe for more on Hollywood's most incredible transformations.